Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you for our time together. I'd like us to come to the book of Luke chapter 15 today, to one of the famous parables, the parable of the prodigal son. And he said, there was a man who had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to the father, Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. Now, it's not due him yet because dad's not dead, but it was promised for the future. And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country, and there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he had spent everything, there was a severe famine that arose in that country, and he began to be in need. Now I want you to look, and young people, I want you to hear me today. I want you to notice how this young man, had no thought about the consequences of his actions upon his family, and he had no thought about the future. Now these are 2 of the blind spots of youth, and please, everybody's been young, everybody's had the same blind spot, so nobody can condemn anybody or criticize anybody. It's just one of the weaknesses of young people. Now here this young man was. He had no thought about his actions and his decisions and the consequences upon the family. So he took this huge amount of capital out of the family business and left. Where do you think that left the father and the older brother? Now, young people, you need to sit down and understand that you have dreams, you have desires, you have things that you want to do. But you also need to think about the consequences of your decisions upon the family that remains. And secondly, he gave no thought of the future. See, when you've grown up in abundance and you've grown up in plenty and you've never seen hard times, you never think that anything is going to be any different. Now, mom and dad will understand that because they've been through the 80s and 90s, but sometimes young people, you spend everything you have on experiences and travel and gadgets, and you never think about saving because you think it's always going to be good days. It's not always going to be good days. And when the economy turned, this guy, for the first time in his life, began to feel need. Now, the good thing is he came to his senses. Part of coming to his senses was to realize that, you know what, I need to think about the future. I finally, for the first time, I've faced consequences in my life, and I've faced need. But I think the main reason he came to his senses, as the Bible says, is because he began to realize how good his father was. He got out and he realized how he's treated by other people, and he realizes, my father never mistreated his employees. My father always made sure his employees were well taken care of. Sometimes parents, young people, need to leave the family business for a short time, because when they come back, they realize, mom and dad are pretty clever.